What is going on, everyone? My name's Boyd, and I'm back with some more Age Mythology, the Titans action, spawning the left side of the map in the blue color, playing as Zeus. His name is Domantas. His opponent today in the red color, playing as Odin. His name is Baritchola. The map is Tundra. We just had Tundra pools, now we have Tundra. We're just getting a lot of this skin set, are we not? Anyways, it is currently game number 2. Currently 1-0 for Domantas, taking that first game with some nice Hades play. Changing it up now, going for the Zeus. This does make things very, very different for Domantas. He's got a lot of options here. Athena Rush, very, very strong against Odin, especially with a gold mine like this. The Athena Rush, I think, is generally speaking, is Zeus's best option if it can be pulled off against Odin. And then the second option, which is very strong as well, is Centaurs, and going for some sort of a Centaur strangle. Very, very strong as well. We do see the Catastropus moving forward. I love this from Domantas. Look at that. Immediately queuing in, immediately seeing the gold mine, and immediately being the happiest Zeus Athena Rush player in the world. So the way you do this is you want to try and get up at 415, 1 military academy, 1 archery range, and get your Jason and your Odysseus out as soon as possible. You bolt the Valkyrie, and then you just go for it here. Restoration, take down this Sentry Tower, Gold Starve incoming. I don't see a lot of options for Baritchola beyond potentially just sneaking away villages onto a second gold mine. Also, I hate that Baritchola is still eating this hunt here. You eat one, you move forward, you eat these. If we check out Baritchola's vision, he's seeing the Aurochs. He should be on those because he's not going to be able to gather them against either Centaur or an Athena Rush. So this is going to be really rough for him. He may be able to sit in his base, mass throwing Axeman, if he can wall this off well enough and get a tower up or something like that. Watchtowers, walls, may be able to defend, but I'm not seeing it. And this hunt spawn is absolutely perfect for Domantas as well to advance very, very fast. I think it was something in the vicinity of, well, it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe it wasn't enough. I thought it was 6. It looks like it was just 5. Anyways, not exactly enough to advance off just it, but Domantas can just move over onto this hunt here. Probably going to end up being a 4:30 advance time. So we will see how that goes for him. It's not that bad. We got relics up here. The Armor of Achilles. Huge relic in this matchup as well, especially when you go Athena. And we have the Tower of Cestus. Both relics very important for each player respectively. But on the opposite sides of the map, you get the Tower of Cestus. You can defend a lot easier with those watchtowers. You get the Armor of Achilles, and then suddenly those Soaring Axemen aren't that scary. Doing 5% less damage. And now the villagers moving over here onto the wood, doing their thing. And there's the Athena. No surprises there. Second house up. He's got 6 villagers on wood and walls coming up just to protect against any sort of forest fire. With Skraeling searching around for Baritchola. But what you want to do if you're Domantas here is you just send a couple of villagers forward. Just like plant them right here so that you can just go. There's no sense in really... It's fine to gather the food and you get a little bit more economy, but it's really not that much, and you get so much value out of just slamming a couple of military buildings right next to your opponent. But not going for it just yet. We just see a house coming forward here for Baritchola. Going to be looking for some sort of aggression. Freya very close to advancing, 90% compared to the 78% of the Athena, so about 12 seconds behind for Domantas here. So a little bit of aggression going to come onto him. Got the Hersa moving in. Villagers do turn onto this one. Going to attempt to push him back. That's going to bring the polar bear into play here as the Hersa tries to turn around and utilize it, but not going to be enough. Villagers will retreat away. Surprised to see him not just turn around to that one now. He's advanced. There's the military academy. There's the Jason coming out. How much wood in the bank? Enough to build out his archery range, but he's not doing it just yet. Trying to go after the Skrelling there with the Minotaur. But Baritchola just going to retreat away like nothing's happening. Totally fine. Throwing up another granary. We do see the Valkyrie roaming around. That's the unit you want to be targeting down. Now the Catastropus moving in. We do see the Caribou almost out of this hunt here. And it's going to be really important to find something to do with that Catastropus. The Army of Achilles looks like it's going towards Baritchola, but Barichola's making raiding cavalry at this point, and he hasn't upgraded them. I don't like that one bit. Always get medium raiders first, especially with with Odin and Thor. You get that first longhouse up, you shoot it up, get the medium raiders out first, and then you're always in a good position. You don't have to like worry about it a little bit later. And now the units for Domantas ready to start attacking. So they're starting to stream in onto this position here. Oh, I've got the yawns. And then he can just go after this longhouse here if he wants. There's really not that many units for Domantas here, but the two heroes very, very strong. Now more of these hoplites coming in. Does manage to get that pick off on the raiding cavalry. Nice special there. The Toxodia in the back needs to move forward here or away from the raiding cavalry. Maybe a restoration wouldn't be a bad idea here, but not coming down. And Domantas actually getting deflected here. And now the unit's moving in. Still no restoration. And the Minotaur gets picked off. What a play by Baritchola. That Minotaur is such a huge unit. He managed to pick it off in the early stages of this Athena rush. So this is going very, very well for Baritchola so far. Valkyrie still running around searching for something to do here. Hoplites trying to snipe these raiding cavalry for the time being, but not able to do it. Now I've got some units over here on these elk and also on the top elk as well. Nice split there by Baritchola. Domantas, on the other hand, still pumping out units at 61 population. For Baritchola to Domantas is 51. Now the Valkyrie can heal these units up. We'll see, is Domantas just going to bolt that Valkyrie or not? Probably not the worst idea to not bolt it, but we'll see what happens. Another longhouse coming up for Baritchola now. And the units are moving in for Domantas. They're just going to sit out the back. Grab the Odysseus and the Toxotes and you just kind of micro them in. Put them on a separate control group and you can just move back in and out of this location. Now medium raiders is coming in. This is scary for Domantas. Baritchola, he missed the bolt. He missed the bolt on a raiding cavalry there. That's a huge mistake. Still has restoration though. Jason and Odysseus going to target down the Valkyrie. Still no restoration here. There it comes down. Baritchola should retreat away from this because this is just 0 DPS his units are doing. Restoration is in fact not only heals all your units back up to full HP, but also gives your units effective invulnerability. But he decides to fight it. And this means that this fight's going to go heavy in the favor of Domantas here. The Valkyrie does pop out for Baritchola from that temple there, trying to spam those out. But Odysseus and Jason going to be able to clean that one up very, very nicely here. If you check out the population, it's now 58 to 45. And Baritchola so low on unit count, just not playing this one correctly at all. You got to wait as long as you possibly can until you're at least 115 of 115 population. With even like a Pierce armor before you engage this Zeus army. But he doesn't go for it. Longhouse going to be falling. This gold mine's only got 600 gold left in it. So it's going to be a difficult time for Baritchola to even continue here. Almost sniping a dwarf, but not quite doing so. And the dwarves have to get pushed off this gold mine for the time being. Now going after another longhouse. This is why you don't build forward longhouses against Zeus. It's dangerous. You're going to lose him. It's not forward houses or anything like that, but it is dangerous. The dwarf's going to make a little break for it over onto this gold mine. I don't know where the Catastropus is or if there is one or not, but not aware of that. How's Barichola's or Domantas' scouting going? He knows about this location here. And there's the medium infantry coming through for Domantas here. And Domantas has to sniff something a little bit fishy going on here. Obviously, he can take down these houses, take down the sentry tower as well. A couple of raiders coming in, but they are a little bit on the underwhelming side with only 5 of them. Valkyrie popping out, though, will change things just a little bit. Now the village is coming up onto these Orok here. See if Domantas notices that or not. Now we'll see where these units are going to be heading. He is coming down onto this location. He knows that there's potentially food villages here. And he's not wrong. And not only that, he's going to spot these gold villages here. Surprised to see him not risk maybe going onto a further gold mine or something like that. Probably wouldn't have been a bad idea. But now these villages are all going to be falling, and Baritchola completely out of position here. Population is 92 to 61. And these villages all fall as Baritchola decides to tap out. GG, well played by Domantas. Obviously, the Athena Rush very, very strong here on this map, and Baritchola is probably a little bit flustered because of it. But the way you play around it is you don't fight. You don't engage the Zeus player if you don't have to. You try and defend with walls and towers and throwing axemen sitting in defensive positions and try to force the Athena back and go for raids with those raiding cavalry, picking off straggler units and things like that. Never engage the full army because then the restoration happens. It's hard to retreat away. You do end up losing the game. So GG, well played by Domantas. If you've enjoyed this game, please consider hitting the follow on Twitch. If you're on the YouTubes, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next game.